Hi guys, I'm back. I've gotten the hair done, and I don't know if you can tell how shiny and pretty it is. I love metallics. Uh, Now I'm going to work on the skin and then do the octopus and the fish. The octopus and fish will again be done with the metallics, but I'm going to be using the polychromos for the skin. Um, Only because the metallics really don't have any skin tones, and I can't see. Sorry, squeaky chair. I can't see doing her in. I don't want to do her in an off color, so I'm going to start with uh, put more on violet and kind of do the darks. And these are again polychromos, which is my favorite go-to pencil. Um, they're 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 my number one favorite pencil. I cannot lie. If I general coloring, I use my polys, and they are the ones that I have sitting on my desk all the time. They never get put away. Um, and we're just going to do a quick skin tone, uh, quick skin, and then I may go in and add a little funky color uh, to it using the metallics so her skin kind of matches. But yeah, the metallics don't have skin tones. Um, so, which kind of is a bummer, but maybe, maybe someday they will. They seem to be getting more and more colors um, with the metallics. And I'm just going over the dark areas with the kaput, or the areas where she's darker. The shading is with the violet, kaput morum violet. Um, Defining her features. Um, yeah, let me zoom in a little. I apologize, guys. I keep hitting the wrong thing to adjust there. Zoom, 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 zoom. Just there. Bring her down. There. There, you can kind of see what I'm doing better. Um, she's supposed to be sleeping, so which is a kind of odd position to be sleeping in, but hey, I cannot say anything because I sleep in some odd positions too. Um, and I messed up whenever I printed this, and I realized after I started coloring it that I messed up. I didn't set my printer for printing on thicker paper, so some of the color is flaking off. If you have a laser printer um, and you don't set it to the right setting when we print, the the uh, the color, the ink will flake off. on the thicker paper, which is a little annoying. It automatically goes for 20-pound paper. But if there's a setting that you can do a thicker paper, well, I forgot to change the setting, so my color is a little my ink is flaking, which is an annoyance, but something I can deal with. Um, I do not have an inkjet printer. It's not something that I own. I use a laser because I use a laser in work. So I have, whenever I was working from home before I transferred, well, I'm still working from home, but when we were first started working from home, all I had was my, because all thought it was going to just be for a couple weeks, and as we all know, it's now going on 2.5 years. And until I moved my office computer and printer, all I had was my home equipment, and I was very glad because I print reports that are 45 or plus pages, and I wouldn't even get one report out of a ink jet printer. Ink cartridge. So I am turning my page. Okay, I don't want her to be real dark, so I'm going to do that. Put that. I'm going to pick up cinnamon, which is 189. And go in over the kaput mortem, bringing it out further, getting that shading in nice and dark. So it will blend out. I know I kind of jump whenever I do skin. I kind of jump all over the page because I don't want to work on one area and then not be able to replicate in other areas. Ooh. Oh. A little spot on the back of the page which made a little bump on my page. That's not good. For a second I lost my pencil sharpener. Just realized I forgot to, whenever I was doing her skin, I forgot to do her eyebrows. So I gotta remember to go back in and do her eyebrows. Can't have clear eye, can't have no eyebrows on her. She'll look funny. Uh, And these are just suggestions on how to color this. Please, if you want to color it a different way, please do. You want to use different colors. Each color is an individual, and you want to make your coloring pages your own. Um, we can do the same image, and they. One of my favorite things is whenever everybody does the same image, and to see what everybody's interpretation of that image is, um, which is always super fascinating to me. What other people do, and a lot of times I find myself thinking, well, why didn't I think of doing it that way? Um, and it's like, because your brain doesn't work that way. Because you didn't think of it, that wasn't your vision going in. And as I said, that's one of my favorite things is to see, have a group of people, group of colors doing the same page, and see everybody's interpretation of that page is always fascinating to me. What everybody comes up with and how they see one artist's image take flight and how they make it their own and a reflection of their personality. And that's what coloring is. It's a reflection of your personality. Um, it's you interpret things to what your personality is and how you see the world and how you interpret or imagine things. And that's what makes coloring so fun, is because nobody has the same vision. And one of my favorite saying is, my art room, my art, and if you don't like it, that's your opinion, but it's mine. I'm taking ownership of how I did this and what I did, and you don't have to like it, but please respect that this is my interpretation of what it looks like. It may not be your interpretation, but it is my interpretation. Um, while I was gone doing the hair, I also took advantage and watched a live stream with my favorite colorist, Ashley Colors, and we were talking about that. It's like one person, don't let other people influence what you do, how you do, because they have never walked a mile in your shoes. They don't know how a picture invokes your feelings. I color pictures. How I pick my pictures is if they invoke a feeling in me. I know that sounds strange, but they have to speak to me. I have to see the image in my mind's eye completed, or I can see it completed, and then I go. I've changed to beige red, or it's light. It used to be light flesh. My pencil still says light flesh. Um, and I'm going to call it light flesh. It will always be light flesh to me. Um, as you see, I'm kind of doing smaller circles, getting layers of color down. Um, producing what I see her skin looking like. As I said, I may put a little tinge of color other than a normal flesh color in this. But after I get the first layers down and get her basically colored, I'll take a moment, look at the picture, and see what it says. And I am coloring faster than I normally color. Skin, one, it's a smaller area than what a facial portrait is, and two, I don't think you want to spend hours with me coloring skin. I have been known to take an entire day just to do skin on a portrait, and I don't think you want to spend an entire day watching me color skin. I notice that whenever I film, I do color faster than I color whenever it's just me. Because I don't want you guys to get bored. Never want, if you're going to take the time to watch one of my videos, I don't want you to be bored watching it, and it's one of the reasons why I was doing live streams, and I may go back to doing live streams at some point in the future, but for now, I get stressed doing a live stream, trying to keep up with chat and trying to feel like I'm giving you something of value. A posted video, if you don't particularly like what I'm saying, you can click off. And I feel in a live stream you're less likely to do that because there's chat going, and I said I want to, whenever I post a video, I'm hoping I'm bringing something of value to you guys, or something you enjoy watching. And if I ever don't, or if I ever fail at that mission, please let me know. I can change up what I'm doing. But in the end, I have to be me. So I don't know how much I can change. Okay. Yeah, she's looking pretty good now. Let's work on her face. I'm going to go over her eyebrow at the moment because there's skin under your eyebrow. And again, I've gone back to doing the small circles on her face, trying to get a nice even color coverage where you can't tell the direction my pencil went. That's my biggest problem whenever I do faces, is trying to get I'm trying to get it focused in, guys. I'm sorry. There. Okay. For the ear, gotta make a nice sharp point and then bust it off. Okay. Go out a little. So then I'm going to take my Prisma white. And use my Prisma white to blend. Because I want her to be pale. And the Prisma white will pale her out. And it also smooths down. Plus it gives me the option to add more color later. If I take a look, once I step back and take a look, here, whether or not I want to add a little inkling of another color. You can go over the Prisma white much easier than if it's burnished. I am just not staying in focus on this video. And I apologize. But as you can tell, it's lightening her up. I don't know if you can or not tell. It's lightening her up, making her paler. Because let's face it, she's not going to be suntanned if she's under the ocean. Now, my phone is going off, but I'm going to ignore it. Don't forget the ear. Okay. It's a real quick skin. Skin. And again, I'm using the beige red or light flesh, and going over the darker areas. Since I whitened them out with the Prisma white, I can then use the flesh to bring out some of those darker tones to do that separation there. So I'm going to bring it back out a little bit. Try to focus. There. Okay. That was a real quick skin on her. I'm going to go back into with my metallics, and I'm going to grab my pink Derwent, which is number 17. And do her lips. Darn it. I apologize for going out of focus. I don't know what's going on with my camera. Let me bring it down. Too close. Get back in focus so you can see what I just did on her lips. So now her lips are done and they are metallic. Okay, back out. And back in focus. There you go. Okay. Then I'm going to grab my browns that I was using, which is mahogany. Actually, I think I'm going to grab the moonstone, which is the medium tone in her hair, not the dark. And flick me some eyebrows. And grab some graphite. And do some eyelashes. Okay. Let's move on to the fish. And my silver. I'm going to start with my silver. Okay. Back in a little. And I'm going to cover the fish lightly with the silver. And I'm covering the body of the fish with the silver and his fins. And the fish behind. Except for its eyes. Don't want to cover its eyes. Back in. Okay. Darn it. I apologize, guys. I don't know what's going on with my focus. Not a quality video, I'll tell you. I'm going to go in with ice blue, or actually just the blue in the Derwent. And hit where the darker shades are with that blue. Its underbelly. Again to the second fish. Then flick some fins. And the blue metallic. I'm turning the page so I can flick properly. On these back fins. do the little guy behind her, the second fish. Okay. Then I'm going to go in with ice blue of the Derwents. Go over, bring that down, shading him in, do little flickies on the fins. I know why I feel like I'm rushing. I just watched Ashley colors. She colors so fast, and she's so good. Okay. I realize with the metallics you really can't see. It's kind of washing out. Gonna go in with a yellow. Kind of blend those together on the body. I know I put silver down, but I wanted the silver as my base, so the fish was totally covered with some sort of color. And that's my little fishies. Maybe do a little yellow on the outside of the fins, the tail, and upper fins, going from the outside in. Making them very consistent. Then I'm going to take the yellow. Oh, I don't like that. Sorry. Don't like that. The eye kind of blended in there, and I didn't like that. So go back in, put in the inner eye with the pewter. Okay, I'm going to have to find some other lighter color. Yeah, much better. This is a Castle Art Vegas yellow. Okay, and the fishies are done. And let me hold it up so you can get the stuff off of it. Hold it up so you can actually see what they look like without the reflection. Okay, now the hard part, which is the octopi. I'm going to go in. This is a Castle Art color, which is, it's called Jasper Peach. I'm going to cover my octopus with the Jasper Peach. I'm going to cover all of him with Jasper Peach as my base layer. Then I can add a darker color to the stripes. I'm going to press a little harder along the edge here, defining him. I know right now he looks really one-toned, but the octopus is in the ugly duckling stage at the moment. Go back to light pressure, small circles, so you can get multiple layers down with these metallics. A single layer hardly shows up, but if you do small circles, you get multiple layers in one area. I think I said that in the last video, which brings up the color a little bit more. Hello, Riggs. You hear grunting, that's my dog, because I'm not paying attention to him. And of course that calls for grunting and kind of a sigh, because he thinks he should be the center of attention 100% of the time. You know, he just came back in from outside, so... Actually, I think I'm going to do this. There, a little brighter light on the situation. Turned up my lamp, because I'm starting to lose sunlight. And since I just sharpened my pencil, I'm going to really work on these edges, since my pencil is nice and sharp, and I can do fine lines. And you can kind of tell whenever I stop doing the circle how much lighter the color is than what it was whenever I do the small circles. Okay, so now he's pink. I'm gonna look at I do have them swatched out, believe it or not. I think I'm going to go with Burgundy Rose as my, Burgundy Rose as my darker color. Whisper Purple. If I can find it. Imperial Gray. Violet Sapphire. Colors. There it is. Burgundy Rose. And I'm going to start defining some of these darker areas. And here with the Burgundy Rose, giving him a little bit of shape. In contrast. Defining him a little bit more. Let me see if I can tilt so you can see what I've done. The bad thing about filming with these metallics is the shine of them causes issues. And now I'm putting in the stripes on his tentacles. And I'm going to go grab my Jasper Pink again. Gonna go over both, darkening it up a little bit here. I'm going to be switching between the Burgundy Rose and the Jasper Pink on these legs. Those are the only two colors I'm currently using. And I don't know if you can tell, what I'm doing is small circles to make these lines. And then go over the section I just completed again with the pink to kind of blend so that Burgundy Rose is not sitting on top. It's kind of sandwiched between the two layers. Defining it. Once again, in the little rings. Down his leg. I knew it was not going to take me long to do this. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to take this Burgundy Rose and do her fingernails too. I don't know if you can even see that on her fingernails. May have to do something a little bit different, but that's okay. Okay. Once again, I'm doing another layer of the Jasper Pink to kind of sandwich that Burgundy Rose. Kind of giving it shadow along the edges too. So they do look like they're round and not flat. Whenever you're doing something like a tentacle that's thin, it's kind of hard to make it look like it's rounded, but you just do the best you can. Okay. Back in with the Burgundy Rose. And I'm sorry I keep turning it, but to get my angle right, I kind of have to turn him. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this other leg. I've got this pencil in my hand. These little rings are not taking me any time at all. Back in and define some of these darker areas now that I've got an idea what it's going to look like. Go back in with my Jasper Pink. Darken some areas up. Sandwiching that Burgundy Rose between the layers of Jasper Pink. Give it a more defined personality. Take a moment to itch. I went out with the puppy and got bit by a mosquito on my cheek, which kind of sucks. I can tell it's true and truly getting summertime because the mosquitoes are coming out. That's the worst part about summer is mosquitoes and bugs. Could do without mosquitoes and bugs. I'd be perfectly happy. And I've discovered that at the end of my porch I have a bumblebee nest. I'm not sure exactly how I feel about that, since bumblebees can be pretty darn nasty if threatened. But they're also great pollinators, and I don't want to spray and kill them. But I'm not sure how I feel about having a nest at the end of my porch, and the possibility of being stung every single time I go out. So I'm really kind of torn on what I'm going to do regarding the bumblebees. Because as I said, I don't want to destroy them. They do help pollinate flowers and that. So, and I have a neighbor who has fruit trees. So I don't want to take a possibility of having pollinators in the area. I don't know if the nest can be moved, because I don't know if it was established this year or was established last year and I didn't catch it. If it was established last year, that means it's bigger than if it was established recently. Okay. So, anybody knows anything about bumblebees? I'd appreciate any comments. I'm going to go back to that Vegas yellow. Do his eyes in the Vegas yellow. And darkening the center keyhole with the graphite. Okay. So now I've got the sand. I think what I'm going to do is take the Harvest Gold. Do the dark. Harvest Gold. Which to me looks like a sandy color. And then take Melange, oh my god, can't talk, and do a layer of the lighter to finish off the sand. I've got stuff on my board that's translating through the paper. Okay. Now, the hardest part, for me at least, is the background and how to do this background. And since it's water, I'm going to put this away. Hi, baby. You got to move, sweetheart. I'm going to go back out as far as I can. Get her back in focus. Okay. Now I have Pan Pastels. My Pan Pastels, my Metallic Pan Pastels, arrived crumbly, which is a pure disappointment. But, you know, it's whenever you order off of Amazon, as you can tell, it's crumbly, but they're still usable. So I'm going to take the blue and the green and of my metallic colors, since this is a metallic picture. I'm going to load up my blue and start kind of gently going in and streaking in blue on my background. I don't know if you can see this or not. It's really kind of light. But it's there. Because you can always add more. It's harder to take it away. To my crumbly Pan Pastel. You'll notice I'm not being solid. I'm kind of streaking it. I'm going to take the other side of my applicator and mix in some green. I don't want to do too much green around the green tail, but the green will make a nice contrast to the blue and make it more watery, in my opinion. I'm knocking some of the blue dust off my applicator here. And I know I technically can order another set from a place that will, or I can go to the art store and buy. That's like, I've already got a set of the metallics. Do I want to buy more metallics just because a couple of my metallics have crumbled, or do I want to just deal with them being crumbly? And at the moment, for what I use them for, I can use them crumbly. But if I was using them for like the main part of a picture, I think I'd have a little bit more trouble or a little bigger issue. And looking on the Pan Pastel site, I know there's several different hacks out there on how to make them back into a solid block. But the Pan Pastel site says don't do that. And I have tamped down using a tamper on one of them, and it seems to work. But the tamper's in the other room, and I forgot to do this blue. But they say don't use the alcohol because it changes the formula of the Pan Pastel, and I don't want to do that because you know. So for now, I'm dealing with crumbly. And I'm fine with that at the moment. They said I'm using them mainly for background, so crumbly does not bother me. It's just an irritant to me at the moment. Because it takes me longer to grab it than and use it because it's crumbly, and I'm trying not to make a mess all over my desk. But they work even whether if they're crumbly or not. So whenever it gets a little light on my applicator, I go in and add a little more so I can darken it up in areas. Okay, so I've got most of the blue. I'm out of focus again. And now I'm going to go in with my blue aside, go in with my green, which is not crumbly. And add green streaks and blending right up to her. I'm going to take my brush, kind of get some of this excess off, which is kind of counterproductive, but hold on a second. I got too much. It's not spreading. It's smearing. And remember, whenever you're working with pan pastels or any pastel, once you get it done, you should spray it. Hairspray, workable fixative. There are a number of options on spraying. It is up to you. But I said I want the green, but I don't want the whole background green. So I'm kind of switching and alternating between the green and the blue, kind of blending as I go so that it looks like it's one color, one seamless. Effect. And I admit I can play with the background, a water background, for a long time to get just the way I want it. And what I'm using is a makeup applicator, and they come cheap, man. I think I got 300 of them for less than $7. So you know, if you don't have to, I know they sell the special applicators for hand pastels, um, and they're great, except they're expensive, and you know, and then you have to worry about washing them. These, once you use them, if you don't want that color combination, or they're smeared, or the colors are mixed, you can just pitch them and move on. You don't have to spend the time to clean them. Try to wash them and then find a place to dry that your cats don't get them if you have cats, because cats like these little applicators a lot. At least mine do. I have found them. I keep them in a drawer because I have found them all over the house. Whenever I had them sitting out on my art table, they were irresistible apparently, and had to be played with. I think I'm pretty happy with her. So, and I was informed that Derya is actually a coloring chick. I did not know that whenever I first started this picture. Clean up my mess. So, let me try to give you an overview of what she looks like finished. Then mainly, and you can see the shine of the metallics, even in the background. So this is Sleeping Beauty Mermaid, and I'm pretty happy with her. I hope you have enjoyed watching me color, and if you have any questions, please leave a comment, and thank you for joining me. I've enjoyed coloring this, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!